Welcome guys to another episode. So this weekend I'm on a solo bush camping trip. So I'm just going to sit back, have a few beers, have a fire, cook some nice food and explore some new places. So I'm not very organised this weekend. It's a last minute change of plan. I was supposed to be on a boat camping mission this weekend, but the weather was looking pretty average. So I've ended up out here, sort of gone to the west where the weather looked like it was going to be okay, but I've forgotten lots of the stuff because I was all packed ready for a boat camping mission and I haven't got the gear quite right. So I've managed to forget the microphone for the GoPro. So I'm probably going to film most of this episode on my phone. And I also forgot the controller for the drone, which is really annoying. But anyway, it's not about that, it's about getting out in the bush. I like the solo trips, so if you haven't done a solo trip, I do recommend it. If you're okay with your own company, I think you're going to get quite a bit out of it. I absolutely love sort of solo camping. Obviously, I like to camp with people as well, but it is nice just to kick back, have a few beers on your own, just gather your thoughts. Yeah, it's definitely good for the soul. What an epic spot, I think you'll agree this is. So this is a free camp on the Turin River. But what is a shame, what is a real shame is how many goats there are, so feral goats. I've noticed that actually in the last 4 or 5 years when you sort of get out west in New South Wales, so sort of west of the Great Dividing Range, you start to see lots of goats everywhere. And I've sort of noticed that year in, year out, they seem to be getting more and more everywhere you go, there's goats. And look, it's not that I don't like goats, they're just feral. I know that they just breed and it's not that I don't like goats, it's just they're feral and they just seem to be, the populations just seem to be increasing year in, year out. So I just think there's too many for a feral animal. So yeah, it's just a shame. Whenever you come to these places, they're always full of goats. And that's all I can hear actually. When I sit here, all I can hear is the noise of goats everywhere. Yeah, it's a shame really. Alright, we're in the Troopy. Just going to set the bed up and then we'll see you in the morning. Definitely think of worse places to enjoy my coffee. So peaceful, so quiet. And it's good not having any phone reception, so there's no devices. I'm even not feeling like reading, which is unusual for me. It's just good just listening to the birds. There's not a breath of wind, it's just silent apart from some few birds sort of chattering. So this is a new spot for me. So it's on the Turin River. I've been around this area before, but not actually at this location. And then we're going to head off soon after I finish my coffee. That's warming up now. So the plan for today is not do a great deal. So I'm going to sit here by the river and just relax. And then I'm going to head off after I've packed down. Not that there's much of a pack down in the Troopy, but it's only about 40 odd Ks or so today. So a pretty short day today to the next destination, which is Bridle Track. So been there before on this previous episode with Mark on our trailer trip on the Bridle Track. Yeah, and finally get the old Troopy into four-wheel drive. So I've been asked a few times on Instagram, particularly with the boat camping episodes, what do I do about the toilet? And I have actually got a neat toilet which is perfect for these types of locations as well. Obviously, if you're deep in the bush, you can always dig a hole and bury it, but somewhere like this, it does get quite a lot of use. There's lots of fire pits everywhere, so people do frequent this quite often. So this is not the kind of place you really want to be digging holes. So the solution to that is my camping toilet. So the brand is Clean Waste. You get the bags, it fits the toilet specifically for these bags. I think there are other brands as well, but it's essentially you do your business in a bag and then you take it out with you and obviously put it in the normal rubbish. So the last thing you want in a place like this is shit everywhere. So as I said, if you're out sort of in a very remote spot, it's probably not so much of an option, but not somewhere like this that is a known sort of free camp area. You don't want to be sort of crapping everywhere. So yeah, I use this. This is also gets used on when we do the boat camping missions as well. So inside the bags are preloaded with a powder, which is a catalyzer to help start breaking down your business. Also helps to get rid of the smell as well. So it is a bit of a funny subject talking about the toilet, but it's something we've all got to do, and we do need to be responsible with it. With the last thing we want is these places being closed down because there's crap everywhere. How's that for a toilet spot? This is probably the pick of the spots. There was people here when I got here yesterday, but this looks like I'm just going to go check this out for a future trip, but this looks like a cracking spot. There's definitely some cool camping around this area. Check this joint out. Yeah, it's quite a good swimming hole, that is. As the guy in his Troopy says, best sound ever. I agree with that. I reckon we're probably pretty close to being done. Yeah, that's really hot. I need something to pick that up with. Now, are we done? I'd say we probably are. Yeah, we're definitely done. We're definitely done. All right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good eating. That is good. I suppose it's time to get up, get that fire going, get the billy going for a coffee. I was supposed to be doing some breakfast wraps, but I don't know whether I fancy that this morning. I might just do some cereal again, I think. Well, that's pretty much the end of the bridle track. I'm going to air up now. This isn't quite the end of the episode though, so given that we've gone the opposite way from Hill End to Bathurst, I thought what better way to end the episode with giving the Troopy a run on Mount Panorama. So the racing track at Bathurst, that's where we're going to end this episode. Right, so here we go. The Troopy's getting a run on the Mount Panorama racetrack. So this brings it to the end of the episode. So thanks so much for watching. I highly recommend a trip out to the bridle track. It's a really cool place to go, really good camping. So I'm going to get going and enjoy the rest of this drive. Hopefully we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Take it easy, fellas.